All right. Well, my name is Maitén Panella. I don't have any slides to share because I'd like to talk with you a little bit and tell you a little bit about me and what I do. I'm a psychologist and also a psychotherapist. And I've been working mainly as a business psychologist for more than 20 years. What do I do? Well, I work closely with entrepreneurs, with business owners, but also with managers and C-suite executives, trying to understand which challenges, which obstacles are they facing, not just from the outside, not just understanding what is going on in the system, but also trying to understand it from the personality point of view, and trying to combine this with the values of the company. So it is a fascinating work, because what you discover when you work in that way is that you can approach any obstacle, any challenge, and any situation, and not just, let's see, not just stress management or anxiety management or team management, but any situation, trying to really understand what is going on with you as an actor of that movie. And this is something that it is usually overlooked, and it is fundamental because we are human beings and we are moved basically by our emotions. Even when we make any kind of decision, the decision is justified after we have already taken it. And this is something that neuroscience and psychology have been saying for, I don't know, more than 30 years. But working in this way also, we can tackle all the situations around the system that we have in our business. Because even if we are business owners, even if we are one autonomo, we are systems and we work inside systems with lots of stakeholders. We cannot just pay attention to our customers. We also need to pay attention to our investors and also to our teams. Also, we need to pay attention to our tax. And what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we are so focused trying to achieve a certain goal that we disregard the other actors that are key for our business to succeed and to be sustainable. It is like the business model or the business plan. In fact, you need a business model and a business plan to launch your business, but you need also to develop a certain amount of flexibility and adaptability, because without that, you cannot navigate the waters of the real life and the real challenges that you are going to face as an entrepreneur or as a manager or a business owner. But besides that, I'd like to share with you some of my past experience as an entrepreneur myself, for you to really understand why my focus is always not just on the personality and the business, but on the system as a whole. Some 15 years ago or 20 years ago, I was still living in Italy. I founded the Society of Arts and Culture, because arts at large, not just fine arts or modern arts, but also architecture and music and, of course, books and everything that relates to art are my passion. And well, I was lucky enough to decide to become an entrepreneur and try to create new partnerships inside that Society of Arts and Culture. So I created partnerships with museums and galleries of art all around Europe. I had a gallery and I represented artists throughout the whole Europe, making exhibitions, selling and buying art, and being in close contact with all the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur. So that experience gave me a lot of down-to-earth knowledge about what you really need, how you really need to play your cards. Of course, you need to develop skills, and you need to, based on the positive qualities and your strengths, but you need to know your weaknesses. And you also need to play with that vulnerabilities in the right way, in the right amount, and in the right time. If you do that, you can sustain even a very difficult business with a lot of players involved for the long run. For example, we have a magazine, online and offline, that was called HUMA3. And that magazine was the first magazine that was published by Amazon more than 10 years ago. Because, you know, until that time, Amazon Online published just the New York Times, the Financial Times, and that kind of papers. But in the niche of the fine arts, HUMA3 was the first one. And also that partnership with Amazon was really big, not just for HUMA3, the Society of Art and Culture, but also for me as an entrepreneur. And of course, as a psychologist, because I got to work with them afterwards. That experience gave me a lot of inputs. So what I'd like to share with you now for closing is the following. It doesn't matter if you are one person using lots of hats, so you are an autonomous. It doesn't matter if you are a manager inside a large company. You are a person. You need to face the real facts of your personality. You need to get to know yourself to make the most out of it. Once you get to know yourself, you can play your cards well. You can avoid burnout. You can give your maximum. You can really know how to get to your goals. Because if you disregard some parts of yourself, they are going to come back and hit stronger. So it is important to dive deep in your personality and also in the system you are in, and try to pay attention to all the actors inside the system, all the components, and try to make good connections. Try to make good partnerships with all these actors. Because in the end, it's the success of your business, but it is also a personal success. This is what I've learned. So, well, this is a very, very, very short resume of what I do.